Okay. All right. Currently live. This is so for those of you tuning into the YouTube VOD, what's going on, guys? We're just gonna give everyone a moment to kind of tune in here. I'm starting the stream a little bit later, normal for me, a little bit later than I would like to, but that's kind of typical for what's it called? My situation. um, just bear with me here, guys. Just getting everything started. We'll get things rolling here in a second. So just let me just go ahead and get my screens ready, get all the chat windows up. So we got Twitch, we got YouTube, and we now have TikTok up and running, I believe. I think TikTok up is running. Give me 1 second. One more window up. Let me just get. There we go. That pause. Pop out chat. There we go. Shadow Ninja. We got Shadow Ninja. We got Dark Pie King for the win. Danny. Erica. Ryukaze. Yes, Wild Andrew has appeared. Again, sorry for not coming back on as soon as we got back last week. Pretty sure it's not COVID, but me and one of my business partners definitely caught something. I am still not better. I have been dying since Friday night. Saturday and Sunday, I was pretty much bedridden, and yesterday, same thing. Today, I pretty much had to force my way out of bed. So I'm here now. I'm alive. And the only reason why I'm still not resting today is because I have to leave for Tampa tomorrow. So I had to pick up the van today and pack the van in order to get because I have to leave for Tampa Bay tomorrow to get there by Thursday. So that's kind of my situation right now. Yo, let's go, Sandstorm. Good to hear. Road to recovery, girl. That's good to hear. Taffy, Jason, Kogakake, Aaron. What's going on, guys? So yeah, we came back to the thick of things right away. And so when I was supposed to play Final Fantasy with you guys on Saturday and Sunday, and then through yesterday, the last 3 days we're meant to be playing games, but clearly that didn't happen. I did rest though. We did have a lot of fun last week. Thank you. Thanks to some of our friends down there hooking us up with some tickets, and my parents stepping up and helping out as well too. So my kids did have a really good time. It was cold the first 2 days. I'm not gonna lie, guys. When we got down there, it was like 30 degrees for the first couple days. So it was like, well, we left Pennsylvania to escape winter weather, and winter weather came down with us. But overall, we ended up, doing okay down there. No, that didn't, Taffy, that didn't happen, thank God. Ryukaze with starting off with the gift sub. Let's go. Thank you so much, guys. I've updated the, I gotta add some more stuff here. So one of the things I'll be doing during my road trip is, because since I won't be, pretty much because of my condition, I'm not gonna be able to drive 17 hours straight nonstop. I do plan on stopping for a decent amount tomorrow afternoon, so that actually I just found out that I don't, it's a 3-day show so typically for a bigger show like that, you load in typically the day before the event starts. I always keep forgetting that this is 2 spins. It's not 2 spins. Sorry, Taffy, your comment is definitely it's the PokeCon show in Tampa. It's a 3-day show. Begins Friday. Setup is Friday, which is not uncommon because it's more of a trade show event. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do because I have a larger setup. And no matter what, I need to be down there by Thursday night, just so that I'm there bright and early for Friday morning for the load in. It's just going to be safer for me to do instead of me trying to drive through Thursday like I, leave Thursday night to get there by Friday morning is actually very irresponsible of me for my exhaustion. I'd rather be there by Thursday, and be just kind of comfortably settled in, get a good night's rest the night before, and I will be able to actually sleep the night before because I'm not pricing cards. The only blessing is I have one card for the card collection that I'm going down with to begin the trade up challenge, essentially. So it's going to be the rebuild process of our Pokemon collection. We'll start with the PSA 10 Bulbasaur by the TCG Hawaii Honolulu. So it's just like, here we go. Someone, one heck of a way to start off. Kakashi Hatake, what's going on, man? Just letting everyone know, once again, sorry for not streaming in the last 3 days when we got back from our vacation. Again, I caught something wicked, and I was pretty much dying Saturday, Sunday. I felt it Friday night flying back, and I was like, uh-oh, here it comes. And then, here it comes, Saturday, Sunday, I was bedridden. Yesterday, I was bedridden. Today, pretty much forced to get up so that I could, because I had to go get the van, and I had to load the van today. And so, yeah, because I'm leaving tomorrow. So the thing is, I was originally was going to maybe leave Thursday morning, but because of my condition, I'd rather just pace myself. So I'm going to leave. And thankfully, now that I know that I'm not going to be able to load it until like Thursday afternoon at the earliest, I can like comfortably leave like tomorrow afternoon, closer to the evening. I'd rather leave early, to be honest, because I want to avoid DC traffic. So depending on how things go for me, I may choose to end up leaving tomorrow morning, if not tomorrow afternoon. Because at the end of the day, I can't check into my hotel until 4 o'clock tomorrow anyway. And until Thursday. So it's a 16-hour drive. So no matter what, I'm gonna count for an 18 to 20-hour drive, just because of everything going on. So, yeah, no, that's kind of thing here. So so again, I hope you guys understand. I was actually looking very much forward to playing Final Fantasy VII this weekend, because my goal was to get through the story parts of Nibelheim with you guys on Saturday and Sunday, so that during my trip, I can take my PlayStation Portal and, play, just go ahead and watch, play some of the side quest missions while I was down there. That was my goal. But it was just like, last week's trip was good. Tomodachi, I saw that you added that. I still have to add your submission for the Wheel of Misfortune. But yes, last week I didn't throw up, by the way, Taffy. I didn't throw up, but I pretty much felt like I had to for several hours. Never doing that again. And going forward, I'm going to stick to doing spicy and sour challenges with you guys. I don't think I want to do anything of eating semi-life animals ever again. But yeah, I will be swinging through. Actually, depending on how things go, we're coming straight home. We'll save the shenanigans of my swing. The swing challenge and everything that I owe you guys for MegaCon. That's going to be in March, when the whole gang is down there. So everyone can watch, everyone can make sure that I'm wearing my contacts. So I can't just, no, Taffy, we're good. No, the Baloo was more than enough. But no, guys, the Florida trip with my kids, definitely very much needed. I think my wife had a really good time. It just didn't help that the first 2 days was really cold, so we didn't really get to do much, but we did a lot the last 2 days that we were there. So we made it up to them. But ultimately, I do want to go back. under better circumstances, obviously, hopefully next year. But just glad that my kids could have that memory. My son was very grateful. So thank you guys for understanding why I was off last week, and also because of my health, why I wasn't on the last few days. I didn't have time. So when we were at Epic, we didn't have time to really eat there. So that's something definitely. What the? What? The what? We're getting raided. What? Let's go. Thank you for the raid. Is it? Oh, wait. It's me, Gearsey? Or is it Meg? Is it Megersey? Yo, yo, yo. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering your name. It's Gersey. I apologize. I am still under the weather, so I do apologize. But what's going on, Raiders? Yes, Gersey. Okay, it's me, Gersey. Okay, wait, did I got her name right? Oh my goodness. Hey, what's going on? Welcome, Raiders. If you guys, sorry, no more doing intro, but I'm completely thrown off right now. I'm still running a fever right now. What's going on? Thank you very much for the raid, though. I hope you had a good stream. I guess it's the end of the night for you. Gersey? Oh, you did fast. Oh, I think chat wants me to do Phasmophobia in VR. Just letting you guys know, I returned it. The VR set's been returned. Number one, can't afford it right now, so I returned it. So we can save it for another time. Saw a clip of Welcome to Derry. No, thank you. And three, what's it called? That could be later down the line as we get the streams rolling, getting them rolled, rolling them back in. As soon as I get back from Tampa, guys, it's gonna be all cylinders firing. Just letting you guys know. It's gonna be next week when I get back. So I get back. I'll be leaving Tampa on Sunday. It's gonna take me obviously 2 days to get back, but I should be back by Monday night. Monday night, and then starting Tuesday, essentially, we'll begin the chaos streams to build up for Black Friday. So I'll be doing a huge Gundam sale, just letting you guys know. So the one thing that I can get ample supply of is Gundams. So we're going to be doing a huge Gunpla Black Friday sale amongst some other giveaways, as well as obviously playing through Final Fantasy as well too. And Gundam Black Friday, yes. Be a Gundam Black Friday. Fingers crossed that we get our Lego wholesale approved and our Hasbro wholesale approved. So we'll start getting Legos and Hasbro stuff. Unfortunately, not in time for the holidays, but for next year. Oh, Ryukaze. Essentially, what I'm going to be doing is it's going to be, I think, 10 to 20% off is what I'm going to be doing. And then potentially be giving away pretty much a perfect grade set of things. So, yes, Transformers. I'm a big Transformers, I'm a big nerd of all things, but I'm gonna hopefully become a Transformers reseller as well. Not secondary market type thing, but first party. Second gaming PC for yourself. So we are going to you're going to see me slowly diversify a lot of the things coming in here. So hopefully we have a good weekend coming up here. This weekend will then determine how much I can order for next week. I'm going to be doing, so it'll be a mixture of wheel spins. So it's going to be the gacha spins, as well as the gachapon spins, as well as the Black Friday sales. So pretty much I might end up doing pretty much Thursday night into Black Friday weekend, or starting Black Friday. So have Thanksgiving dinner, sleep, come in early Thursday or Friday morning and begin doing a Black Friday pretty much into Cyber Monday subathon / sale event. God, there's gonna be so much to do. I gotta plan this. So we definitely gonna be my post-mortem on the balut pancake. Never again. The texture. I definitely felt bone crunching. Like, I will be bluntly honest with you. Did it taste horrible? No. But the texture and the context of it made everything. Like, never again. I'll still eat chicken. I'll still eat duck, but not in that form ever again. Never, 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 never. Oh God. Yeah. But but pretty much what I plan on doing, guys, like I have a couple ideas. Oh, stop it, Taffy. Stop. Oh my goodness. Stop. If you get any jazz or knockout, I will be there. Yo, Gersey, I got you. Hold on. By the way, if you guys didn't see already, NyQuil released these little menthol sniffers at Costco. So it's like Vapo Inhaler is what they released. Speaking of which, I'm like, wait a second, why am I progressively getting worse? I'm like, I didn't take my Dayquil. I was supposed to take my Dayquil like 2 hours ago. So that might be the reason why my symptoms are starting to come back right now. So also, I'm not going to be on the entire night here, so I do apologize, guys. I got to go finish packing the truck and then go home and get some sleep before I head out tomorrow. So, ugh. If you're happening in Tampa, check out Columbia Restaurant. Thank you. That is my first recommendation I just received on a restaurant. Let me check that out. Columbia Restaurant in Tampa, Florida. Ooh, what is this? Columbia Restaurant. All right, I'll mark that as one of the places for me to check out. Yo, Southern Hush Puppy, I appreciate the recommendation. I'm going to be down there for essentially 4 days. So, also, if anyone's in the Tampa area, I plan on going to watch Wicked on Thursday. If anyone wants to join me. Oh, Celinda, you stop it. Just letting you guys know too. What's it called here? We are still looking for a little bit more funding for the pretty much like the inventory side is pretty much all but covered. We have a few more things that we're rounding out for the rest of it this month and next month, but the lowered equity percentages of mine right now is still up, so I still haven't removed them quite yet. Just letting you guys know, because a couple of you asked for a little bit more time, so I'm going to keep it up for another week, because depending on how much we can raise by December will determine the level of renovations we're going to be able to do in January. So right now the plan is to close the store for the first 2 weeks of the year. You need a branch investors for Tampa. I mean, like, we're working towards a Tampa and Orlando location down the line there. So for those of you just joining, really, Tomodachi, really quick on the hair. This is what happens when you have a language barrier. So I got my hair cut in Orlando, and I kept telling the lady, hey, I just want a 1 off the top, or if you have volume shears to just, volume cut it. And she kept grabbing the shears. I was like, I prefer scissors up top. But she's like, can I do it with the shears? And she put a 3 on there. I'm like, well, that's because, it was like a 4 up top. I just wanted 1 off. It was longer than that. But either way, I kept telling her, I'm like, you can use that, but I just want a little bit off the top. And then she proceeds to ask me if that's okay. And, like they messed up my son's hair too. But it was just like, what am I going to do in that situation? Like, getting mad and berating her was going to do nothing. It was already done. So I was just like, that's fine. Just clear it off the rest of the way. I'm just going to go pure. I'm just going to go military. Just buzz it all off. And yeah, it's fine. But yeah, no, it's all good there. But no, Southern Hush Puppy. If you haven't followed us, I don't know how long you've been following us. If you know about us, I tried franchising several years ago. Things didn't work out. In 2023, everything kind of failed, and I was pretty much situated with business destroying debt, of which I spent the last 2.5 years paying. I haven't fully paid it off, but I paid off a good amount of it. And we're now at a point now where any new money coming in, investments or even loans, is going directly back into the business for once. So for 2.5 years, I haven't really been able to focus on expansion or building out the website or getting new inventory. It's been survival. And so for the first time in almost 3 years now, I'm finally able to start putting money back into the store. And so, no, I appreciate that, Southern Hush Puppy. Let's go. So I am coming down this weekend, just to let you know, for an event called PokeCon. It's happening at the NBC Suites near Busch Gardens. And so I'll be there from essentially Thursday through Sunday running the event. But because we don't have any more Pokemon cards, except for the Tomodachi's brethren, and some of the fewer cards, it's gonna. By the way, this weekend kicks off the ultimate trade up challenge. Not really trade up challenge, but it's like me officially beginning the process of rebuilding our Pokemon collection. Obviously also, my wife fell for a phishing scam, and our accounts were drained a few weeks ago. And so it's been an interesting few weeks. Just when we were on the cusp of recovery, that happens, and you're like, well, fudge. But either way, what we're trying to do right now is the biggest thing we're trying to focus on for the rest of this year, as well as the first part of next year, is to, number one, get the store stabilized, get the online side, digital content creation, streaming, everything back onto par. The supporting of our San Jose store, which is going to be our model moving forward. So if you want to look at what Gamers Heaven would look like in Tampa or Orlando or other areas, we're going to start off, depending on the level of funding we get, by the way. It's either going to mimic the one in our Bay Area in San Jose, or the one here we have in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, the home store, of which, by the way, I have, the process of selling the home store has officially begun. I'm still rounding out the final reports, the presentations, and offers for people to consider if they want to go ahead and buy us out. So keep in mind, not selling the company, again, for those people hearing it, no, selling the home store, pretty much essentially as a franchise, which would then maintain the home store as still one of our stores, or a flat out sellout. So we would just sell the store 100%, but that's a much higher price because that's selling the store outright. So if another entity or another store wanted to buy, or another person wanted to buy it, it'd be a full sell. But trust me, the number is a lot higher for that amount. Selling it as a standalone, as a franchise, is completely different because It would be still operating as a Gamers Heaven, still royalties and operating under us. We would still be managing it. We are still running it. But all the profits then go to them. So it's definitely a little bit different. So it's either or Southern Hush Puppy. So it can be either sold as a franchise or sold, you can buy it. You take over all the accounts and everything, and it's just a transfer of ownership, and you have to rename. So it wouldn't be a Gamers Heaven anymore. It'd be something else. But that's going to be, again, the price differences are massive between those two numbers, because obviously there's long-term benefits with us being able to collect royalties as a franchise, so the number is lower versus if we were flat out selling it, the number is higher. Obviously, in this economy, people are gearing more towards the franchise route, which would just be lower. Jungle Scorpion, yeah. Well, you should have the report from last year. So you should have, actually, yeah, Jungle, you should have the report from last year. So the year-end report that you got from the beginning of this year for 24, and then for 23 and 22, you have it. This year, it's a little rough. I'm not gonna lie. We didn't start off this year on the right foot. And with the tariffs, everyone's expenses going up and everything else going on right now. Sales have been down year over year, but also context matters in that too. So like the things I've been mentioning, no major restocks of the store. We're still sitting on less than maybe $20,000-$30,000 of inventory. Mostly, you got to keep in mind, one of the reasons for selling the store, one of the biggest things would be is the store would get a huge investment in inventory. And not just like for cards and for like figures and Gundams, but much more diversity to really fit the diverse niche, the niches and everything that we would be catering to. So everything from like Legos to different models to manga to different food items and snacks and different, pretty much like everything from gachas to mangas to books to model kits, Legos, and so forth. We would have a much more offering base on the retail side than we've ever had in the last 10 years. But on top of that, selling the store also directly benefits the Bay Area store, because we'll be able to put some investment into the Bay Area store to finalize it, because the Bay Area store is about 60 to 70% complete. It is actually not a complete store yet. There's still a lot of aesthetic upgrades as well as inventory upgrades and improvements that we want to make, because with the smaller location, it has to be flexible. And so one of the things we want to do with that space is to go ahead and make it so that, and after my visit there, I still haven't done a proper recap of my visit, which I still plan on doing when I get back, but it's so that it's a flex space. So it can go from running small tournaments to little get-togethers, club meets from the local universities, to even met with a local DJ who wants to do local, like little mini raves at the store. We also talked about silent parties. So, Bluetooth headsets, people can be rocking out, but not disturbing the neighborhood. VTuber meetups and so forth. Ryu Kaz with another gift sub. Let's go. Oh, no, Southern Hush Puppy. So I'll keep this in mind. The Tampa store is not too far off. We have a ton of fans in Orlando and Tampa that I would almost look at. I'll put it this way. If I were to choose an area to open next year, if like things go well the rest of this year and to the first parts of next year, I am then coming down to Orlando and Tampa, because those two are of all the cities in the country, those two have the highest amount of people who've still maintained connections with us. The most concentration of fans and in video engagements I still have to this date. And then also be an excellent region just because of the travel destination. I know there's a lot of things going on with the state and the economy and the political landscape and all this other stuff, but doesn't defeat the fact that there's still people down there who are fans of our company and what we do. And so that is something that I definitely want to look into. Yes, the Bay Area is definitely the collab space. And the thing is, like, that model And the thing is, so for Jungle, we won't really have a good picture until probably the end of Q1 of next year, just because the store needs a solid 6 months worth of data for me to kind of see where it's heading. So right now, it's going up and down just because they're still settling into the space. They're still having to compete with the other shops in the area. There's other boba locations. There's other cafe locations around there. They're still taking time for the local scene, the local university students, and the different groups that are still discovering that space. And as they are looking, pretty much as they're looking into the space and discovering it, Twilight with the Prime sub. Let's go. Twilight, check your email if you didn't already, but that is to you. I did update it. I hope you understand the updates that I did make to it to reflect, obviously, the lower valuation I'm doing right now for others. I want to reflect for you as well, too. So for your review. And by the way, your Riftbound will be going out tomorrow as well, too. Pancake, it's still open, but we just haven't had anyone to be able to review it ever since Dennis had to take back pretty much he had to take back full operations for his store. He hasn't had time to really check the email. So once I get back from Tampa, just to let you guys know, my office schedule begins. So the office, so coming back and coming in the mornings, getting my morning work done, catching up on the communications, working on the website, doing the midday show. So doing a midday stream, taking a break, and then coming back in the evening for an evening stream. Pretty much like the last month and a week. So from starting next week, Thanksgiving weekend, through the end of the year, it's going to be my gauntlet of trying to obviously get the streams back up, getting ready for the year end, getting ready for the year beginning. There's a lot of accounting work I got to do. There's a lot of legal work I got to start working on. Part of the fundraising that I'm doing right now is to get the legal work done as well too. And so definitely got some work to do. Ronan, is that sorry to remind me, is that because you haven't been getting the updates? Is that what it is? If so, just go ahead and send me an email to remind me again. So the video that I should be, so pretty much afterwards I'll be able to start catching up on the emails. That's the biggest thing. I'll be sending out a generic email for the explain the delays and everything, and just asking everyone for their patience. Ronan, I remember you mentioning that. And so, again, send me another one just so, because again, I'm focusing on leaving for Tampa tomorrow. So again, guys, so another thing here is I'm focusing on, trying to generate sales and the other aspects of the business, doing the shows. We're short staffed. I'm going to be doing the Tampa show by myself. So packing, unloading, setting up, running the event, packing up afterwards, coming back and traveling, the website, doing the streams, the online, everything on that end is on me. And so you can be like, well, that's just answering emails. You would think, but I just haven't had time to. I really haven't. It's not that I'm trying to I'm neglecting you guys or forgetting about you guys. It's legitimately we've just been doing our best to survive up to this point. We're now at the point now where we're ready to finally, even after freaking the fucking phishing scam and all this stuff that we were dealing with, we're finally getting to a point where we were getting to a point of working towards finally getting back onto something. Now, obviously, Jungle, sorry, hold on. Jungle and Aaron last week, they came in with some additional investments last week. That got us a good chunk of the way to the recovery point again here. And obviously that's already going to work. Other investors have stepped in via additional microloans. And so kind of like the Avengers are assembling And to the particular investor, to the investor's point, you know, we do have, while I do have partners and investors who are very upset with me, death threats and all this other stuff, I do have partners who are still very much invested into the business and still believe in us. And so, you know, do not be afraid to reach out to said individuals. And so, you know, that's why I'm still moving forward with things. So again, guys, it is the valuation that I lowered it to for just a short time. I'm extending it another a week or two because several of you have reached out asking for extensions. They're like, hey, I can do this, but I need a little bit more time. So I did so because we're about 2/3 of the way there to recovering what we've lost, and not trying to do any more. So if we fully recover what we lost, you know, I'm okay with, I'm gonna put it back up and cut it off, because that's what we need to kind of end the year and start off the year on the right foot. I am raising a little bit more so that I can also get the legal work done. So like the beginning of the year, like January, I would love to focus on, because with the store, if I close down the store for about 2 to 3 weeks for the renovations to get done, because we have to empty the store because we are ripping out the floor. We are actually finally leveling the concrete. We're putting down tiles. And so like that, like we can't do the full gut and remodel like we wanted, but the very big, one of the biggest things that we can get done is the flooring, because then everything else is aesthetics from there. The kitchen upgrades can come over time. Everything else can, you know, happen over time. But that's one of the biggest things that we got to get done. And unfortunately, the store needs to be empty for that. What we are looking into, though, is there's empty spaces across the street from us. So I'm talking to that property group right now so that I could do a pop-up store for maybe a month over there and just run it as a retail business, you know, so we're not completely closed during that entire time, and then just operate out here and do the renovations that we need. But during that time, working with the lawyers, working with the accountants, the bookkeepers, to get pretty much all of the clerical work done. So pretty much like we can go into the month of February ready to go. And also depending on everything else that we also complete too, will also honestly, like we can get more of that work done as well too. So like maybe the kitchen can be remodeled a little bit. The cafe gets redone. The cafe is my main concern. The food is definitely going to be anyone who... Oh yeah, no, Emerald, like especially when it's angry emails. And I know a lot of you didn't get to see the last, so some of you like Ronan didn't get to see the last update video that I put, but I've stopped apologizing, because if you don't understand the sheer work that we're going through, you can kindly F off. You know, I'm not running a Ponzi scheme here. I'm like, at the end of the day, I have the most to lose. And, you know, at the end of the day, ultimately I could just quit and just give up. And then all the investments are worthless, right? It's like, but I didn't, you know? So it's like, I'm moving forward, and I'm sorry that I can't just liquidate the store and give you what you want, but it's going to be like, I'm still working towards, you know, that future. And, you know, when we finally get there, it's not a matter of if for me, it's going to be when. You're welcome, you know, but so, but yeah, no, we're working there. Seminole Heights area as your target. Oh, the Seminole Heights? Where would that be? Let me look at Tampa. I'm bringing up the map of Tampa. Seminole Heights. So not in the Bay Area.
Oh, drink water, drink water, drink water, bitch. Oh, drink water, drink water, drink water, bitch.
Son of a bitch. Oh my god, you guys got me. Tampa's not that far from Orlando too, right? From what I'm seeing here. Seminole Heights. Oh, here we are. It's like pretty much downtown, right? I'll have to definitely look into the area for sure. Oh, 2 hours. Oh no, that's about right. I'm looking at when you're looking at the maps, it doesn't look that far, but when you drive it, it's like, oh no, it's actually a pretty good, pretty good distance. Damn, it has me going down. I'm gonna go. It's gonna be a long drive. I just came back from Orlando flying, and I'm literally a few days later driving back, and it's maddening to think about. Yeah, it's gonna have me go through pretty much taking 95 all the way down again, and then taking 75. So I'll be going through Gainesville, Ocala. Yeah, and then going down straight down to Tampa. So I wouldn't even be passing Orlando. God, that's such a long drive. Oh, I've done that drive so many times these past few years. I'm just like, I hope I'm better by tomorrow. Like this has been going up. Oh yeah, ING Verb. I'll let you know, man. My store is located in Phoenixville, PA. Danny, that's correct. It's going to be pretty much like what needs to be done. It's because it's micro percentages, and pretty much the accountant was having major troubles with that, and we were supposed to, if it wasn't for certain things happening this year, we would have converted to a C corporation, but the cost of doing that, and just price keeps going up for me right now. It's around $20,000 to $30,000 to get that workload done. And just keep in mind the workload is pretty much, it's not only it's the entity change and name change as well too, because we will be converting to Gamers Heaven Corporation. But it's also, they will also take over the management, and it's also they'll be on council as well too. So but it's going to be converting the entities, getting all the calculations done as well too. So everyone's purchases that I've made up to this point, investments that I've made up to this point, all the promises that were made up to this point, voting shares, so preferred stock versus common stock and so forth, as well as getting the calculations done and getting prepared for the Reg CF investors as well too, and also laying down the groundwork for the future. So there's pretty much a lot of hours involved for them. And so like they were estimating that that's what was going to be the cost. And I was like, God, what, geez, because it started off being like $5,000-$6,000, and then it got up to $20,000-$30,000. And they were just like, why don't you wait until you get a lot of that situated before you do that? I was like, okay, understood. Yeah, it's a very involved process. Silent Jimmy, I'm hoping to. It's I haven't given up on expanding across the country into the other states, but right now main focus is obviously getting the home store, the Bay Area store, and then the digital side of the business stabilized first. Get all that stuff refoundationalized, get the structure back up and running, and fully recover from the failed franchise process the first time around. We're almost there. This is going to be, I devoted 10 years of my life to this, 2.5 years of recovering. What's another year to get that done in order to make sure that we do it properly? But is opening your own business harder than you thought it would be? Yeah, that's for damn sure. And I think that goes for anyone. If anyone ever told you, oh, it was a lot easier than I thought it'd be, it's either they got lucky or they got money, they got rich, they got mommy, daddy, or inherited money that they can just keep throwing at it. Um, so it's just like, and you see those type of people all the time. So you see the people who are like, they made it on their first shot, they got in at the right time, or they took off. They got, their one thing got viral. They're the first ones in it, first to market, whichever it may be. They're killing it, and there's nothing wrong with that. You get those people, but for every one of those people you see, there are thousands of people who maybe started off the right way, but they didn't hit the right beats like they did, or get the right opportunities like they did, and so forth. And so there's a lot more failures than successes that you see out there. There's so many things that I wasn't prepared for going into this that I wish, and I'll put it this way, it's not the education level. It's just the sheer amount of like, I didn't have anyone to guide me through the process. There's no like opening your own business 101 10 years ago of the business that you're making. There's like guidelines and steps that you can follow for sure. But for your exact business or your unique business, especially if you want to be an industry changer, there's no blueprint for you. And so it's definitely been a process. If I had been given the opportunity to start over, of course, there's a ton of things that I would do differently. My God, the amount of things I would do differently. But you can't. Like, unfortunately that doesn't, if time travel did exist, it doesn't exist for us common people. So, I can't waste my time in thinking of what ifs or what could have happened if, so, I can't. It's just, that's legitimately a waste of time. I got to focus on how to move forward. And, there's that though. But, yeah, no, definitely. God. I think this past week was probably the first time I really thought, man, it's like, do I regret starting this? It's just the times like that just only come up because of, when finances come up, right? Personal finances and so forth. When you're like, I want to do more for my parents. I want to do more for Muggles with another sub. Let's go. Appreciate you, brother. What's it called? No, it's just, when things like that come up and, I want to do more for my wife. I want to do more for my kids. I'm doing more for my parents. I definitely want to be, I want to be there for my friends and my sister and so forth. And, looking at what could have been had I never started this, if I just stayed at my last company, I would have made a lot more money and I would have a lot more right now. But, I made my decision 10 years ago to do this, and I'm obviously going on like all in, but obviously there's times, those times always creep up, but that's not going to stop me from moving forward still. No, I mean, Silent Jimmy for sure. Like, of course I'm proud of the journey that I've been on, what I've been able to get through, but it's just, at some point in time during the journey, you just get tired. It's just, you're doing all this, you're sacrificing all this, you go through all this, and then you're just like, how much more do I have to take? Like, when will that break come, or when will we get that, get it there? And obviously you can't rush the process either. Like, it's nothing that happens overnight, or you can only keep looking forward at the same time, so don't worry. Like, I'm okay. It's, just from time to time, it just creeps up. Because, there's so much I want to do. And there's certain experiences I wish I could have forgotten and missed. People that I wish I'd never met, but I'm also glad for the people I did meet. So it's just like, there's always pros and cons to everything going on. Um, no, it's all good. I'll be fine, guys. You got to believe. Oh my goodness. Um. Oh God. You have a cybersecurity question. Yeah, it's just being more aware of phishing scams. They're actually getting a lot more elaborate with the phishing scams. So, like, for my wife, she knows she never clicks on those weird text messages or those weird emails and stuff too. But she was legitimately just trying to sell clothes on the Facebook marketplace. So she got blindsided with it. It's just like, it's just, all of it is like, she got blindsided with a lot of those things. And so they're getting a lot more intelligent. The bot attacks, the sheer manpower that these, not just Indian call centers, but just these scammers are putting into it. Like, number one, we're no longer using Zelle. Like, Zelle's just we're never going to use Zelle again at this point. We're going to stick to wires and check transfers and stuff, because all of that can be recorded and so forth. We everything does have two-factor authentication. They were just able to backdoor in through my wife's account and her phone. For those of you like, go learn hacking in the dark web. Like, your information is already out there. They just need time and more information. So it's just a matter of like, so she's still pretty hurt about it. It was a massive hit to us, but it's, we got to move forward, obviously. And, obviously, thank you for those of you that stepped up, whether you invested additional funds or you lent us additional money to get us, to help with the recovery process. Obviously, we were able to start off this month pretty strongly because of you guys. So, really appreciate that, guys. And, that's why we're, like, even though I'm still sick, like, I'm already going down and, we're I'm going down in Tampa. Like, I'm going down to Tampa to do the event. I have another event in 2 weeks in Virginia for like a holiday show. So instead of canceling all the Pokemon shows that I did have set up, I canceled the one day and the small shows, but the 2-day events that were a little bit larger. So they're like not just strictly cards, but more, different type of oriented, shows and stuff. I decided that I was going to still do those because they're still like, we've already paid for them. So, at the end of the day, you might as well go down and do what you can with these shows and make what you can. And so, that's what I'm doing on that end. And then, what's the event in Tampa again? Oh, it's PokeCon. PokeCon. So it's going to be PokeCon Tampa, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So that's the main thing there. I didn't see the new scam task force. I didn't see that. But there's definitely, God, there's definitely an uptick going on with everything. You're looking at it, Mr. President. And clearly it's shit. So I'm going to tell you that right now. We are not the best at the marketing. I don't have a team to really rely on for that kind of stuff. So, yeah. You need all the Badoofs. All right, guys. I'm just gonna need I'm just gonna go use the restroom really quick. Also, I'm gonna get some bottled water. My throat's starting to go. BRB really quick. I'm just gonna do that. Be right back. Oh, I also pulled my back too, so that doesn't help. Sorry for the delay. Ow, jeez. Any of you ever pulled your back and like the lower back, it just doesn't. Oh God, it just doesn't go away. Zairlin, if you're still here, if you could just let me know, I can answer your question on the phishing scam update. Pretty much, if you're still here, or if those of you who haven't heard, we're still SOL. Pretty much, we're never going to see that money again, and pretty much the banks gave me a quadruple you're effed. So, and the thing is, like, the money, pretty much put it this way, the money it would cost us to fight it, it's not worth the money we would get back. It's like, it just isn't worth it. So it's like, damn. Back issues. Oh yeah, you guys see it too. ING Verb, I'll let you know. It's really gonna depend on when I'm getting down there, as well as because my thing is also what's it called here? It's also because I got the room situation too. So the people that was gonna help me, they need extra rooms, and I'm like, oh shoot, I don't think I have the extra beds. Also, I can't accept anyone that hasn't any help. Like, I can't do volunteers. That's one thing I definitely can't do. Sorry, I'm just double checking my room again, like what my room is. Stay details. Here we go. Okay, I can't see the room details apparently. How does bro always know to go live? It's just the way it is, man. It is my witchcraft. I'm sorry. You see, Emerald City, the thing is, I know you guys say that, and the thing is, it's true, depending on the state. Not every state allows it, but it makes it sound so wrong. It's like you have to pay me to help me. It's like, no, like, I don't mean it that way, but it's like, but that's what it is. Like, no, like, you guys are making me a bad person. No, actually, heading up to NorCal if I visit your store. It's the legend gonna. I unfortunately won't be there for probably another month or two. But if I'm able to actually sell the home store, so again, not selling the company, selling the home store. If I end up selling the home store, I will actually be. My schedule opens up wildly. And not that it's like, oh, I have a bunch of free time. It's no, I'm able to actually set aside a budget so that I can go to the San Jose store at least once, not once a month, but at least every other month, bare minimum quarterly. So do like a quarterly visit for a few days to see how things are going, and for special occasions as well too. So pretty much like SoCal, if the North Cal store ends up working out, we now have our model for opening up in SoCal. Low key, we also want to maybe possibly move out there, depending on, for the safety of my family. The fact that came up the other day, we're talking about, like, if we were to move, where would we move to? And as of right now, like, no state feels safe. So it's like, well, we'll have to see. You will work unlimited for ramen, sushi, and boba. You are crazy. you would spend it on that anyway. Now, like I understand that too. So there are times where I would be like, hey, listen, I can give you this money or this item, which cost more than this money. And then people will be like, that one. Monhenry, respectfully disagree for people like me. I've been to Billings and I've been to where else? Like, hold on. I'm actually looking at the map right now. There was one particular town in Montana that I went to that I was like, well, I definitely need to avoid this region. It was near Montana State University. Oh yeah. I was in I think was it Dillon? No, it wasn't Dillon. Why am I? Wherever Montana State University. Missoula. Yeah, there we go. Without them saying a word, their body language and their eyes pretty much told me to get the fuck out of there. You can ask Darius, but in Billings and there, we stopped for gas and to go eat at Applebee's. We're like, hey, we might as well grab some dinner. Soon as I walked into Applebee's, I was like, Darius, we need to leave. Like as we ordered food, it came out. Thankfully, the waitress was kind, quotations. But it was just like, they're like, you better leave and not stay here. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, bless your hearts that you never have to experience that in your life once again. But if you've ever been, you don't know it until you experience it. And it's not a race thing. It's legitimately like, you know, the situations I'm talking about. Like, you just know, like, you got to get out of there. So yeah. But Billings was okay. I'll put it this way. Obviously, I know not every state, not every town or every city is like that. I understand. But those towns do exist more frequently in, rural regions of the country. But I will say, when I've been traveling on the interstates, and stop by the rest stops in, no matter what state I've been in, mostly cordial interactions, like, no issues, things like that. Had some weird interactions here and there, some odd looks and stares, but overall, thankfully the I-95 corridor has been pretty decent as well too. So Hawaii's like mostly 30% Asian. That's actually ridiculous. Like, Tomodachi, that number is actually crazy to me. Like, 1 in 3 people are Asian. I'm like, really? But when I think about it, I'm like, oh no, actually it's probably kind of true. Yeah. Trying to convince me to move to Cali. Jeez. Hank Green? He lives in Missoula? Yeah, that sounds, yep, Missoula. Sorry, I'm looking at it right now. It's like, yeah, it's definitely Missoula because it was the, University of Montana. There's the Applebee's. Yeah, that was a weird stop. Idaho was definitely like, damn. Like, we drove through, like, you drive through Spokane in the northern part of Idaho. Like, it's a gorgeous drive. Like, if any of you ever get a chance to really experience that region, it is it's gorgeous. It is a gorgeous drive through like the northern parts of the United States. Just anywhere really, just like for Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, Nevada, like Arizona, like Colorado. There's like great scenic driving out there. But by God, it's terrifying at nighttime. It is terrifying at nighttime. Especially for someone who believes in the supernatural, it is terrifying at nighttime. Again, I know I told the story before, but in Colorado, on my way to a show in Denver, my God, oh sorry, Colorado Springs. It was, yeah, I think what road was I taking? It was, yeah, it's Route 7, Interstate 70. Yeah, it was Interstate 70 in the mountains. I pulled over to take a nap, started feeling uneasy. And the thing is, it's pitch black dark because there's no light pollution or there's no signs of life anywhere, right? Just a road. But the moonlight's on, so you see the silhouettes of like the mountains and the trees. Like it is literally like Until Dawn, you know, your typical horror movie nighttime view lights. You're like, this it's gorgeous in one way, and then in another way it's terrifying, especially when you step out to, you know, nature calls, right? Then you just start hearing, you hear rustling, and then you hear wolves howling, and then you just start getting a weird vibe of someone watching you, and you're like, I need to get out of here. I'll tell you this way, I was exhausted. I think my drive, because I got stranded in Death Valley, finally got back on the road, running late, so I just kept driving through, but I was doing the dozing off thing, so I was like, all right, I gotta pull over. Nothing wakes you up like fear and adrenaline. Got myself out of there and made it to Colorado Springs in time. So it was just like, Henry, don't worry about it. Like, trust me, I get it. It's not everyone in the state. Like, I know. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's like, would I ever go back to Montana? Sure, right? I will also never travel alone. Like, if I had to travel through the country again, if I had to drive through those regions, I wouldn't be stopping. It's one of those things where it's like, I would plan to either drive Montana. I forgot. Montana is huge. Looking at it, that is literally a day drive from one end to another. But it's more of a matter, like, if I was by myself, like, I'll put it this way, I wouldn't be by myself again, though, driving across those areas. And even if I did like a family road trip, I would make sure that we're traveling to major population centers, or we're traveling with other people as well. It's just one of those things you have to think of, like, just as safety. It's sad that I have to think that way in today's day and age, but you know, you have to. Like, you can't not think about that kind of stuff. Did Darius have an epic adventure? Oh, Darius did. Each of us, I'll put it this way, that year where we both drove separately, he went through North Dakota. I went through South Dakota. So just know that, like, from Seattle, it doesn't just go like this. It doesn't just go straight. It goes like swiggly split. The interstates, you know, they had to navigate through the, you know, the mountains. So that's why they are designed the way they are. But I think it was 22 is when we did that, where he had to leave ahead of time. And the smaller truck, may I repeat, I had to drive the big truck back by myself. So we both drove separately, and we did it again in 23. God, we did a lot from 2021 through 2023. I probably did enough driving to loop the country several times. That is, oh God, just thinking about it, that's just like insane. Oh, you meant in Universal. Yes, he did. He had an epic time. Thank you again, ing verb. No, he really did. No, seriously, thank you very much for doing that. We definitely want to. God, if it wasn't for the price, I'm like, I looked at the Helios or the Grand Helios hotel, like the resort, and I was like, damn. If it wasn't like $3,000 for like a party of 12. South Dakota is pretty cool, especially over in the Black Hills. That's where I'm originally from. Oh, that's cool. I didn't really stop. I actually, no, in South Dakota, where did I stop? Because I went along 90. Yeah, I stayed in Rapid City. Yeah, that's what I did. Because I went through Billings, down through Buffalo, Wyoming, Rapid City is where I stayed. And then I drove straight through and I stayed in Success Fall. No, we stayed a little bit after that. We definitely paced ourselves for sure. Yeah, we went through. That's right. No, we went through Iowa. That's for sure. Either way, that was a long ass drive. Actually, the one thing I really liked about the driving through South Dakota though was, I didn't realize that driving through Montana and stuff because we just kept driving. South Dakota was the time where I actually stopped to look out because the moon wasn't out. So like when we were driving, I was like, man, it's really dark. There's no moon, and it's the first time in my life that I got to look at the galaxy. Not just the stars, but like our freaking Milky Way. Like you could just see the night sky. And it was the first time that I got to see that, like in person. Like I never got to experience that in my life. I know there's blackout regions in Pennsylvania and other areas too, but just like zero light pollution, zero population centers, zero anything around me. You just, from horizon to horizon, Milky Way, stars, galaxy, you're just like straight out of a poster. It was just like, man, like if you ever get a chance to experience that, you have to. Like it's one of those just like moments in life that you have to like gosh, like I know people out there get to experience it every day, but just like you got to be able to just look at that. Tomodachi, don't be a smart ass with me. I've grown up near a city all my life, so there's always been light pollution here. Emerald's attention? Wait, hold on. Then again. Yeah, Bevan Knox. I'm still working that out in terms of how we're gonna approach that. So it's either gonna be we'll still maintain Cafe 7 as the food division of the company, or if it's still gonna just be fully built back in, we'll figure it out. We're gonna we're gonna figure that out there. Either way, if you're still interested in the Cafe 7 side, you let me know. Because now that's, you know, pretty much now that we are at where we are, there's obviously some nuance involved, but it's by the way, the closing of the store in January to get the flooring done, it's mainly for the cafe space. It's just gonna make more economically sense just to get it all done, because flooring, especially with the planks that we're gonna be doing, we have to do it in one shot. We can't just do it in sections. And so but we're going to be leveling the floor, getting that done. That's like the first major part. The second major thing that we really want to do is the kitchen. We have to. After visiting Dennis's store, I'm just like, damn, I want that espresso machine. I need this barista station. We need the cooking capacities. And still like, I got you, brother. I got you. Um, hold on. Huh. Bevinox, I'll make a 1% for cafe if you're fully interested in that. Give me a sec. All right. I made Cafe 7 available as well. It's more of like we're still fleshing that out, but I'm just giving up. The company still owns it, so I'll own a piece of it, but I'm giving up my full share of it. It's because like, so Amy and then most likely you and another person will be pretty much heading that side of the company. So that's essentially the food side of the business. So that'll be working in tandem with obviously Dennis's store, as well as obviously our store to develop our menu services and stuff. So think of it as like we're still just going to open up Gamers Heaven, but within it, it's going to be like powered by or fed by, or we'll figure out the phrase for it by Cafe 7. So the menu development, beverage development, and so forth will be centralized essentially, but it'll work in tandem with Gamers Heaven essentially. Obviously, more needs to be fleshed out, but now we're at the point where it's going to be renovations 100%. Like it's 100% going to be that. Not everything, not the developmental side, not the setup side, not the creation side. Now it's like the menu is pretty much there. Now we just need the equipment to get it all going. So Bevinox, if you haven't already done so, obviously, like you've seen the videos and photos of Dennis's store. The setup is literally just, I'm like, damn, this is what we need to get things going here. Especially with M Fox with the resub. Let's go. Thank you very much, man. No, it's great. And I can't wait to see. Gosh, I can't let out too much. No, but with that said, guys, I will be so I'm gonna get going here. So Bevinox, it's active, so if you're interested in it, Cafe 7 percentages are up as well too, if you guys are interested in just investing in the food side of the business. So that's completely different. I gotta get going so I can finish packing, because I will be leaving for Tampa tomorrow. I do plan on streaming though. Unfortunately, I can't bring my whole setup with me per se, but I will be streaming from the convention, so you guys can join me during the show. And then I will also be doing live streams since I'm not, what's it called? I don't have carts. The only blessing I have from getting out of Pokemon is I actually don't have any. I don't have cards to price, so I can actually like sleep the night before, which is like great. Oh no, so M Fox, since you just joined, I apologize. My whole intention was when we got back Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and today to be playing Rebirth, because my original goal was to get through the Nibelheim, like the story campaign with you guys. And then during Tampa, while I was away, bring my PlayStation Portal and just play through the side quest missions, so that when I got back, we go right into the ancient temple and just V-line to the end of the game. That was my original goal. But then it's not COVID, but starting Friday, I caught something wicked, and no pun intended for wicked, but Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I was pretty much bedridden with a fever, cough, headache, migraine, body chills, and so forth. I still have it today. The only reason I'm still here is I have a crap ton of Dayquil, and unfortunately, I couldn't rest any longer. I had to go get the van. I had to get things packed. I have to get things ready. I gotta get around. I gotta get on the road tomorrow. So my Dayquil pills. So I wasn't able to do any playing, but the intention is to play when I get back. So I should be back by Monday night. Technically Tuesday, but the stream starting Tuesday, it's going to be focused on, keeping in mind though, this next week's stream will be focused on the Black Friday weekend, but I will be playing Rebirth when I get back though. So keep in mind, like, what I want to do is we're going to be doing gacha wheels. I'm going to get that thing going. And then obviously we're going to do the Black Friday weekend sale. So it's going to turn into like a Black Friday, Cyber Monday, subathon weekend, where like pretty much like if we haven't made any sales, people haven't asked any questions, we'll be playing Rebirth. So between sales and subs, we'll just keep on going. And instead of adding hours, like if anything, I can keep the stream going for like 72 hours. And then eventually, if we make it the full 72 hours via the sales and the subs that come in, we add some major items to the giveaway that's going to happen in December, of which I may need to change the date because I realized I may not be here. Just gotta double check really quick. I might just have to push it a day to the 14th because I forgot I'm in Virginia for a show. So I was like, there we go. Muggles, how is my removal going? It's going. So it's faded quite a bit. That's what no touchy versus touchy. So it's faded quite a bit. You can still see it obviously, but I have another like 7 to 8 months worth. I actually have I have to reschedule because my next appointment was actually Thursday, but I'll be in Tampa on Thursday. So there's that. Oh, so for those of you, it's because I want to redo it. Number one, the way I did it, as much as I love it, even my family is like, if you're gonna do it, you should do it in more like the old school Korean style writing to make it, prettier. But what I actually want to do is but now that we've had our daughter, I want to remove all these and then do a portrait of Aerith, Cloud, and Zach. Right? I want to have all three of them here. And so I have Aerith and then June and Daniel. So the three of them represented as those characters. And then kind of leave the rest of the arm as a canvas to do stuff later on as well. So that's what I plan on doing. Yeah, why'd you do so? She was like, I'll put it this way. My parents were pissed. They were pissed when I got it. But, it's like, other than being pissed, I can't really do anything else. But after about a year, my mom was like, listen, if you were going to do it, why didn't you do something pretty at least? She was like, I was like, damn, Mom. She's like, I have a point. She was like, if you're going to do it, why don't you do something pretty? I was like, well, damn. All right. Well, yeah, that's on me. But all right, guys. Well, with that said, I do need to get going. What's it called here? We got to pack the van. I gotta go get my car from the rental location to drive back home tomorrow morning, come back, finish packing, and then get on the road because it's a long drive to Tampa. And with how I am, I definitely gonna pace myself. So, you know, I'm not gonna be looking to do these like 4 or 5 hour nonstop drives or 12-hour segments. Pace myself, get a bite to eat, or stop by the gym. I do try, like, goal is to try to get there by Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon. So we'll see what time I leave. We'll do that. Spin the wheel. Tomodachi, why do I need to spin the wheel? I think what do you mean I owe 2? I already did the 2 wheel spins. Did we hit the next sub goal? Hold on. Did we hit the sub goal? 500 active subs. Did we hit that? Wait, did we? Now I'm questioning myself. No, we're at 296. We have time. Mr. Chili, thank you. Oh, God. Someone added... What? Did someone add something to... Who added the welcome to dairy? Oh, that's right. I owe you a spin. Oh, my God. That's right. Taffy, you are correct. Because of Jungle and Aaron, I owe you another spin because of the investments. That was right. All right. We will do that when I get back. Well, actually, no, you know what? We can do that while I'm down there. Because I actually do need to get going. So I will do those spins when we are in Tampa. Oh, I'm dying. Oh, God. All right, who can I raid? Which one of my friends are on right now that I can raid? Show boy. Who have I raided in a while? Let's see. Oh, Lady Oka. I haven't raided her in a while. She's playing Valorant right now. Ryukaze, if you actually look on the website, I actually lowered the valuation right now because of the nature of our situation, everything that's going on. It's a very short time thing, but due to the emergency need of it, again, I'm not selling like all 50% of my stake, but it's selling off a few percentages at a lowered rate so that we can recoup the losses that we had, but also to get, finish out the year strong. So if you are considering, you can check it out. Compared to what it was before, it is a solid, it's 0.5% to a percentage. So it's 0.1, 0.5, and 1% that you can take a look at. So if you are interested in it, damn it, Ryukaze, if you do it for another wheel spin, I swear to God, I'm dead. I'm so done. No, but if you guys are looking into it, you guys can look at it that way. That's when. So I have it up until probably after Black Friday weekend, or I might get rid of it during, just depending on how the sales go this weekend and next weekend. But ultimately, we're 2/3. We're about 1/3 of the way of recovering everything we lost. But that's where we're at there. So, but Ryukaze, you know where to look. That's all there, and we'll take it from there, guys. No, don't worry, brother. I completely understand. You've done already so much. So, but but we'll go ahead and do the. I'll do the spin in Tampa for you, Taffy. Maybe we might hit the 500 sub goal at the same time and do another one. So we'll do it from there. But all right, raid has started. Oh shoot, the giveaway. Let me get you guys in for the giveaway. Giveaway list. Thank you guys. Thank you, Jing. Hopefully, yeah, I really hope this passes. God, I've been feeling like absolute crap the last few days. I got like nothing done too. That's the worst part. I'm like, man, I have a ton of work to get done, but I really couldn't do anything because of it. Everyone gets 5 entries today. We're up to 4,532 entries for you guys. All right. All of you, have a good night. I will see you guys probably Thursday. Sorry, either tomorrow night or Thursday night for the stream. And we'll go from there. Peace out, guys. Have a good night.